$1,215 up to $2,430 each and every month for SSI beneficiaries, supplemental security income. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I do want to discuss with you the details of a bill that is currently in Congress right now, specifically focused on SSI, supplemental security income, and it would raise benefits pretty substantially for the 8 million beneficiaries. Therefore, let's get into it and talk through all the details and what you need to know. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate. Not only that, because we are rapidly approaching 500,000 subscribers right here on the channel, and it would mean so much to me if you hit that subscribe button right down below, as it is my dedication, my commitment, and my promise to you and everybody right here in the community to continuously be here right by your side every single day, no matter what, continuously watching all of this new information hitting the wire, doing the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos, as it's a very busy, confusing, and a very uncertain time that we're currently living through. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so you don't miss any videos going forward. And let's get into it and talk about this bill that is in Congress now and what they want to do to it that would actually reform SSI in a huge way, because this program has been around for over 50 years, and guess how many times it has been reformed? Virtually none. It is basically in its original state from the original bill that was passed way back in the early 70s. So I'm not sure about you, but anything that was, formed back in the 70s, a bill, a piece of legislation, virtually anything, it probably needs a little bit of tuning up. I mean, just think about it. Think about a car. I mean, let's just be real for a second. The cars that were made in the 70s are pretty cool, right? But the deal is, even now, 50 some years later, it would probably need a little bit of tuning up. Well, it's the same thing with SSI. It needs to be tuned up. This program needs to be reformed, and it needs to be changed in a pretty big way, because unfortunately, there are some provisions, there are some details of the SSI program that are still in play right now that are very much out of date, that were put in place over 50 years ago in the 70s. Well, yeah, I mean, this whole program needs to be brought up to speed here, and the whole purpose of this program, remember this much as well. The purpose of the SSI program, Supplemental Security Income, back in 1972, when it was formed, was an anti-poverty program. Remember that? Well, unfortunately, the details of this, well, it's now turned into a poverty program, because essentially these benefits are well below the federal poverty line as they currently sit right now. However, this is exactly what I want to talk about, because believe it or not, there are pieces of legislation in Congress right now, and there are a number of different lawmakers currently in Congress right now as well that want to reform this program in a major way and make some big changes to it. So, not bad, right? That's what we want to look at. All right, so let me talk you through some of the details. Now, I want to tell you this much as well. What I'm going to cover in this video is one of the major pieces of legislation that is out there and the plan within Congress as far as what they want to do. However, there are other dedicated plans individually focused on SSI that are currently in Congress as well. I'm just focusing on one of them here in this video, okay? But there are others out there that do look pretty promising as well. So, of course, we can talk about all those in a separate video. All right, so here's what we're talking about. A couple key factors that we need to take into consideration and that we need to understand for basically the details of this video. Number one, the federal poverty line, okay? So here we are in 2023. Generally around the beginning of each year, the federal poverty line increases. In fact, this year it increased by 7.28% over what it was last year in 2022. So this year it went up about $750 over the course of the entire year from what it was last year. So not bad, right? A pretty nice substantial increase. Now here's the thing. As of right now, in 2023, the federal poverty line is $14,580 through the course of this entire year. So that's what the federal poverty line is this year. However, let's divide that out on a monthly basis really quickly to better understand all of these numbers. So the $14,580 as the federal poverty line for an individual divides out to $1,215 each and every month. That is the federal poverty line on a monthly basis. Now let's look at it really quickly here just as a perspective. What is the maximum benefit for SSI? Obviously, it's $914. That is substantially below the federal poverty line as it currently sits, about $300 below the federal poverty line. It's a lot, right? That's a lot of money. We're talking about, that's on a monthly basis, by the way. It's a huge, huge difference. Now, remember this much as well. And again, I'm telling you these numbers here because I need to preface all of this by giving you all the details so we can clearly see the plan out of Congress and what this would actually do. All right, so remember that number. $1,215 is the federal poverty line on a monthly basis as an individual. Now, remember this much. Back in 1972, when SSI was formed, there was something put into the plan called the marriage penalty. You know about this one? Yeah, of course you do, right? Especially if you are an SSI beneficiary. In fact, I've had detailed conversations with some of you here in the community talking about the marriage penalty and how this has dramatically reduced your monthly benefit because you're married. Does that seem right? I don't know. Something about that seems super messed up and super weird to me that people are being penalized living on a small fixed income benefit because you're married. I mean, really? You got to be kidding me right now, right? Well, that is exactly what some lawmakers want to do. They want to remove the marriage penalty. Not bad, right? In fact, there are pieces of legislation currently in Congress right now that are dedicated just to that, just removing the marriage penalty. So again, not a bad proposal, right? Just one proposal alone wants to remove the marriage penalty. I like it. So that's what I want to talk about here. Now let's just discuss those details. Let's just say that they move forward and they actually did remove the marriage penalty. Number one, that would be pretty beneficial for a lot of beneficiaries because as of right now, in 2023, the maximum benefit that you can get as a married couple is $1,371 every month. That's the maximum you can get. However, let's compare that really quickly here just to put this into perspective. As a married couple, you can get a maximum SSI benefit of $1,371. However, as an individual, you can get a maximum of $914. So what is that? A difference of, $457. I think I'm doing the math right in my head. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go here, okay? So I think that is accurate. $457 is how much more you can get as a married couple on a monthly basis versus an individual. Again, does that really make any sense? Does that really calculate out? I'm not sure about you, but if two people are living in a household, the expenses are probably going to be about double what it would be for an individual, right? Two individuals, I mean, obviously expenses would be about double. So why are married individuals receiving SSI? Why are they being penalized by about, 50%? Does that make any sense at all? Again, not really, right? So let's kind of bring this all full circle here and what all of this actually means. So in the event Congress actually comes together and they remove the marriage penalty, number one, from the SSI program, which we already know lawmakers want to do this. There are a number of lawmakers currently in Congress who want to remove the marriage penalty. That's number one. Now next, they also have bills in Congress right now to not only remove the marriage penalty, but also increase benefits up to the federal poverty line. So these two simple acts out of Congress, number one, raising benefits to the federal poverty line. Number two, removing the marriage penalty. I don't know. It seems super basic to me, and it seems like a super, something that they could easily do that would not be that difficult, and it would ultimately give a lot of people, about 8 million beneficiaries who rely on SSI, a lot more financial stability, because let's just be real. Can anybody really live on $914 right now? I mean, obviously, about 8 million people are doing it who receive SSI, but is it a comfortable lifestyle? No. I mean, let's be real for a second. We all know this. It is not comfortable trying to live on less than $1,000 a month. $914, it's tough. It is very, very tough right now, especially during this very high inflationary time that we're currently living through, and prices are continuously rising on virtually everything, including food, very substantially. All right, but just these two simple things, increasing benefits to the federal poverty line as well as removing the marriage penalty, could increase benefits very substantially. Think of this. As an individual, taking your benefit from $914 up to $1,215 each and every month. That's a raise of about $300 a month. That's a pretty substantial raise, right? However, get this. In the event of a married couple, now remember, the maximum you can get, and again, I know you already know this, but let me just say it again just for comparison purposes. You already know this, but as a married couple, you can get the $1,371 each and every month. But just imagine, if the marriage penalty was removed and benefits were increased to the federal poverty line, now we'd be looking at potentially $2,430 each and every month as a married couple. Now, would that be a little bit life-changing? Compare the differences. $1,371 per month compared to $2,430 each and every month. It's craziness, right? What is the difference there? What is that? $1,060? No, $1,059 to be exact. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Just imagine, what would that do for your life? That would be pretty amazing, right? So that would be the differences there. A difference of over $1,000 a month as a married couple receiving benefits if they just did these two simple things. And there are dedicated bills in Congress right now to do exactly that. So my point is, hey, Congress, if you're listening, get to work, right? Get your little pens and paper out, Congress, and start writing and start voting. I mean, seriously, that's all it literally comes down to, and it would not be that big of a deal. Now, obviously, we would have the people in Congress coming forward and say, oh my, this would cost so much money. Really? Would it really cost that much money? Now, I would need to run the real calculations on that to see how much that would actually be. Now, obviously, I could do some mental math here as we talk and figure that out kind of generally, but it would not be that much. What? 20, 30, 40 billion dollars? Maybe that much? Let me ask you this much. When was the last time the federal government blew 30, 40, or 50 billion dollars on something? Like every week? You know what I mean? Like it is all the time. So would it really be that difficult for them to raise these benefits up to, the federal poverty line and to remove the marriage penalty to give dignity back to about 8 million people? Yeah, it seems to be worth it to me, right? But again, unfortunately, we don't have that authority here in this community or basically any of us as citizens to basically do anything about this. It's all up to a handful of a few hundred people in Congress to do this. So these are the details about this, and of course, I'll continue watching this very closely. Right now, Social Security is a hot button issue in Congress right now. Social Security and all the programs within it. Remember this much as well. SSI is technically not Social Security. However, anytime that we talk about Social Security, SSI is generally lumped into this this grouping. Social Security, retirement, disability, survivors, SSI, VA, virtually all of these benefits are kind of lumped into one group as the one and the same because when it comes down to all these pieces of legislation, everything else coming out right now, they're all basically talking about these fixed income benefits. So even when I bring out these videos talking about Social Security, a lot of this also refers to all of these other programs under the Social Security umbrella. And that also includes SSI. Even though SSI is not technically Social Security benefits, it is administered by the Social Security Administration, and therefore it kind of falls into the same grouping of Social Security. So this is a very popular topic right now. It's a hot button issue, and there's a lot of lawmakers that are currently talking about this. So that is a good thing, a very, very good thing. And of course, I'll continue watching all this very closely. Anyway, I wanted to come back for you, share all the details about this, let you know what's going on here, and kind of shake out all the details of these numbers here so you can clearly see what needs to be done and what this would mean for you and your monthly benefit, as well as your livelihood. Would that change your life a little bit? Yeah, right? That would certainly help a lot, right? Would it be the fix-all? Well, probably not. It probably wouldn't fix everything, but it would certainly help. An extra $300 a month for an individual, or possibly an extra $1,000+ for a married couple. Oh yeah, that'd help a lot. I'm not sure about you, but an extra $1,000 a month for me or for anybody, I think would be hands down pretty nice, right? You could do a lot of extra things with that, and realistically, it just improve the quality of life for a lot of people. It'd be great, right? So anyway, want to bring this to your attention. Of course, as I get more details on any of this going on right now, it is a very busy time. There's a lot of things that are changing rapidly. Of course, I'll bring it to your attention right away. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, have a good one, and take care. I'll catch you again later in the